Oddly enough. And you actually get like a moment where you're saying, oh, which is not a vowel. Okay, and the hard thing about English is that we really only have a dark ah in English. We really only have the father ah, unless we get a diphthong. Then we have light, bright, then we have the brighter sound. So for us, it's like completely counterintuitive to what we want. Plus you as a mezzo are going to be like, but I sound like a soprano when I sing bright. Because it happens to every baritone on earth that they're like, oh no, I brightened up and now I sound like a tenor. It's like, no, because the quality of your voice is still mezzo. You can hear that it sits lower, you can hear where the breaks are, that everything's lower. So trust that the brighter sound will not make you not sound like a mezzo, I promise. So tell me the first line.
Shepherd, bog, the lambs to feed.
Ooh, these are hard words to get out, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay, so we get one really fun consonant in this, which is the unvoiced W. It's an upside down W. It's not while, it's while. It's just a tiny bit of a puff of air. Basically, it's an unvoiced oo sound. So you put your lips as though you're going to say ooh, and you say while, while. And you get to a bright ah. Shepherd, is it shepherd or shepherds?
Shepherd.
Shepherd. So I'm assuming that since this is so old, this is British.
Yeah.
Good, we're gonna have some British English then. So shepherd. Instead of thinking shepherd, you're gonna say shepherd.
Shepherd.
Exactly. So shepherd while.
Shepherd while.
While. Yes, do you feel that diphthong? I'll. We have just like I made her, was you that I made sing the diphthongs, right? This one is I. So it goes from a bright ah to an open I sound. While. Exactly. The. Keep going. Lambs, right?
Lambs.
Yeah. Keep going.
Do feed. Feed.
Cool. So in English, there's a mnemonic word, bedbug. Bedbug. Those three consonants, B, D, and G, all need a shadow vowel to make them exist. Otherwise, you're not actually saying a B, D, or G. So feed. Yes, and I suggest that the shadow vowel is a little bit of an I rather than a schwa, because it'll put you further front. While the lambs do feed. Keep going. What's the next part?
Sit beneath a shady tree.
Yes, did you hear it go sit? That's what I want. Sit beneath. So this prefix will be an open I, beneath. Exactly. Sit beneath. Exactly. Keep going.
A shady tree.
Cool. So you have the which is going to pull you out of line. So while you're singing it, think a little more a shady tree. And with the t, I would do tree. So you're not thinking ch, but you're thinking T, tree. A shady tree. Exactly. You can take more time on tree. Shady tree.
Shady tree.
Exactly. we have a tendency nowadays to go tr and dr, but when we're singing, we're supposed to back that up and say tree and trunk and everything else. If you're singing the Messiah and you're singing the trumpet shouts, then I will let you roll it. But otherwise, T's and D's, the R's don't get rolled after a T or a D. You don't say drunk, you say drunk. It's, it's not, it happens too much that we try to go tr, and then it sounds like Italian. Yeah. All right, so can we sing the opening of this a little bit? Shepherd.
Sorry.
I know, I'm terrifying.
Shepherd, what loves to feed.
I heard everything's with a D, right? Fee. There is a word fee.
Yeah.
This is the problem. This is the hard thing about language. Like, I usually say that in any language, there's one thing that if you do it wrong, you create a whole other word. And for English, it's usually if you say the unvoiced consonant as opposed to the voiced consonant, like feet would be different than feed.
Yeah.
But if you don't say the final consonant, you also create a word. Feed. So good. The while was almost there. You just were like, oh wait, did I do that right? And then you thought about that and you go, forget to go on, right? All right. But the shepherds was super. Do that again.
Shepherd, what loves to feed.
Okay. Did you hear the D there?
Sort of.
Yeah. I'm standing right next to I heard feed. That's what I heard. So I want to hear it back on the video camera. I want you to spit the D all the way back there. Same thing on shepherd. Shepherd, because you go shepherd. There is a little pause there, right?
Yeah.
So we need a little bit of duh on that one too.
Okay.
All right.
Shepherd, what loves to feed. Sit beneath the shady tree.
Okay, so it's already, there's more coming out because now you're thinking more about the consonants than the singing.
Yeah.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Because it gets you out of your own way. The final consonants are still very, very soft.
Yeah.
I want you to add those in when you're practicing. Really, really feed, that they have a rhythm to them, that they actually have like some support going with them.
Okay.
Keep going because you get ahs at the end of this, right?
Yeah.
At the end of every verse, there's an ah.
Yes.
Pipe your music joyously. Pipe, pipe, pipe. So these aspirate consonants are the ones that are going to spit the most. Have you seen people spit on stage by accident? Right? And it always happens on a right? And it usually happens in German too. It's pretty bad. So please feel free. Pipe. What's the word? Pipe something joyously.
Pipe your music.
Pipe your music. Music. Music joyously. Joyously. Yes, and then you're going to say ah after that. Pipe.
Pipe your music joyously.
Ah. That's all. I'm saying ah. Yes. Actually, you know what? Sing it on E. We're going to steal this from Kevin for a second. You're going to sing E. Yeah, do it for me. Can you give me an uglier E vowel? And that's a very pretty E vowel. Can you give me something much uglier than that? Okay, was that ugly on the bottom though? It wasn't ugly, right? It feels ugly to you, right?
Yeah.
Good. That's what we want. Because really what's trapped inside of your head, what you hear comes through a bone inside your head, which means it's not what we hear outside. There's a couple ways you can hear yourself. You can put your hand over your mouth, or you can also cup your ear. There's like different ways of doing it.
This is a good way to do it. Those are not so good because it sends too much sound back to the ear.
Yeah.
But if you want to hear how you sound in the room, put your hands like this. Because the problem is that the air conduction that we hear for consonants, so she's right about we hear ourselves mainly when we're singing through bone conduction.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't hear the air conduction. But when you do this, because the sound goes around, that's why we don't hear, you do this, you'll hear yourself in the room. It'll be weird. Go ahead, do it.
Do this and then to me the ugliest E vowel you can. E.
So flat your hands, flat your hands. There you go.
Yeah, how does it feel to you?
It feels more brighter and it feels like I'm not singing.
Yes, and that is what we're going for. That is exactly what we're looking for. Can you get the ah vowel to sit in that exact spot? Did you feel it buzzing?
Yeah.
Everybody say E.
E.
Do you feel where that buzzes? Back behind your face there, on the alveolar ridge? That's where the ah should now buzz, in that same spot. If you want to do this, I totally will allow it, since Kevin has now told us that.
It's a good way to
I want you to ah. No, I don't want you to aw. I want you to ah.
We're missing out.
That's okay, but it was sort of right between where a bright ah would be and where the darker one that you want to sing, and that's why you're fighting with yourself. You're like, no, I want to go oh, right? Because that's what you're used to. But that's just the habit you're fighting against. It sounded so nice on the bottom though. Did you feel like that?
Yeah.
Can you try it one more time and then we'll switch over to Kevin? Nope. Yeah. Cool. Play with that, fight with that, talk with your teacher about it, find that placement because that's the vowel that we want to hear on that.
Yeah.
Turn it over to your capable hands, sir.
What's the title of the piece?
Shepherd play little air.
And what's the punctuation?
An exclamation point.
Exclamation point, right. I've been harping on that a lot lately. Exclamation points. What does that tell you about this?
That it's more like excited and like more lively than I've been singing.
Right. Do you know Once Upon a Mattress? Do you know like music theater?
I love musical theater.
You do?
Yeah.
Do you know Once Upon a Mattress?
Yeah.
Have you ever sung that song in there? Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Might wanna.
Because I'm shy, unbelievably shy. Right? I think it'd be a good song for her.
That song.
Yeah, because that for me, this piece was it was lacking some energy to me, and I came over here and I said to her, there it is. What's the tempo marking?
I'm not completely sure.
It's allegretto, which means it's a little less than allegro, if you will,
Yeah.
right? And if we think of the bum 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 as allegro, it's going to be slightly slower than that. So I have a feeling I know why you're slowing down. Can you play from the intro?
Sure.
Let's just start at the beginning. At that faster tempo, I think. Now on this joyously bit, right? Can you make that more joyous? Right, and I'm gonna touch you, okay? I'm gonna touch your head, neck, and shoulders, okay? All right. So, because what I'm seeing is that you're sort of standing like this, and I think you need to stand more like that. So you're a little bit firmer and full of this. Right, as opposed to you're very. I sense that you're very reserved, right, and this is a piece where you're calling the shepherds, right? It's out in the field. You have to project, right, to the shepherds. You know, you're telling them to go ahead and play and have this joyous time while the lambs are out there doing it. It's only at night can they weep, right?
Yeah.
So we have to save our for the end, but more this way. So if you can. Just sort of think of the shoulders being just a little bit here. Let's do this. I don't need to touch you to do this. So this is a mapping thing, right? So I'm gonna jerk it back. Okay, now do it again, and jerk it back. All right. Now what I want you to do is I want you to relax to where your shoulders are not like all the way back, but they feel just slightly back. Just slightly back. They feel slightly back. Okay, now, good. Now with your head, I want you to put your chin down like this. I want you to put your chin out like this. Chin back. Or head back. Let's put your head back. Chin out. Head back. And then I want you to relax your neck so that your head feels like it's just slightly back. Okay, good. Yeah. All right, can you sing it from there? Right on it.
Beneath the shady tree, and upon an autumn green, pipe your music joyously.
notices that it's partly how you're breathing that you collapse your sternum.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as you're singing, it goes down like this, and so it goes back into that comfortable spot of, forgive me for singing. Right? You don't want to be like this. You want to take command. You're a good-looking, tall woman, right? Take command of the room and be proud and sing out to the audience. Okay, so let's do the piping bit. Okay, so shoulders and the back. Just not touch your forehead. Yeah, see, it's got to be like that. There you go.
I bring music joyously.
Good. Can you look joyous when you do that? Your face and your eyes.
I bring music joyously.
All right, now what's this next section? Do you know what the tempo marking is here?
It's a little bit like, I'm not sure.
Poco più mosso, which means it's going to have more motion. So it's going to go a little faster. It's going to be more excited. Okay, good. Be more excited physically in your face.
Should it rain, do not forget. Rain comes from the happy sky. Play a quiet little there till the shower passes by.
Do you believe that she's happy or excited about this? No, you seem more dwelling on the showers than on what you're going to do to get through the showers, right? Because the showers are bad, but this isn't about the bad stuff. It's about being happy through the bad stuff, right?
Yeah.
We hear minor, we often think, what?
Sad.
Sad, right? But it's not. I would encourage you all not to think of minor as sad, but to think of it as emotive, okay? Full of emotion. So can it be full of, and the text here to me is very happy text in many ways. So can this be more happy emotion? I know which goes against the whole major minor thing, but really commit to that. What's the first word? Should it rain? Should it rain? Do whatever play you're doing. Do not forbear, right? Yeah, don't despair. A little happy, a little smilier, a little taller. Remember, tall. You have such a good length to you, and you really need to exploit that.
Yeah.
Right? That's a good thing. It's a good thing. So use it and show it off. Should
it rain, do not forbear. Rain comes from the happy sky.
Oh, do that again. That sky was a good sky. If you would just commit to it, that was a good place. Yeah. Do it again.
Should it rain,
Tall.
do not forbear.
Tall.
Rain comes from the happy sky. Play a quiet little there
Energy.
till the shower passes by.
Yeah. So the whole piece needs much more energy from you. You can relax now. Yeah, much more energy because the voice goes out and it's really pretty. Like sky is really pretty. Your dismount though of that is a little awkward. So what do you need to do?
Blinking, sorry.
Who said it over here? Somebody said it over here. Breathe. Just breathe to stop the sound. Don't try to shape it around. Sky! Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're trying to do something with it and then it gets under supported. So just breathe in. Because it's a really lovely ah. And it's nice and into the room and has height to it and all that other stuff. So be full of energy and full of joy and full of happiness. Yes, like that. But you laugh like this. Laugh like this to the world. Okay? All right, that's about all I had to say.